What's good, YouTube? This is your boy, Big Rose, Big Mo, coming at y'all with another video. Here we're going to review the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. Yes, Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. This is something very promising, something that I wanted to see for some time now. Let's see the direction that Portkey Games heads with this. Um, at the end of this, towards the end of this, we're going to, or maybe in between, let let them know what we want as a gamer. I talk to a lot of people and I listen to a lot of things, and I'm going to share what we would want from Hogwarts Legacy. So let's go ahead and take a good little view at this video and see what we can do. Alrighty, let's get it started, boys. Lord, the graphics look amazing. Is this on set again? Beautiful. Look at the cheers. Oh my God. This is going to be fire! Fire with fire. See how I did that? Yeah. Not a screen. Not a screen.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and I'm honored to introduce you to our panel today. First up, we have community guest host, Ben Snow.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Thank you so much for having me.
And from the
Bro,
Avalanche team, we have
bro,
Game
mad
Director
hype,
Alan Tu.
mad hype.
Hello, everybody.
And Systems Designer Mackenzie
Very
Toner.
enthusiastic.
And finally, just
Seems
off-screen
happy too.
capturing gameplay for us, Andrew
Very,
Corum.
very, very promising. Is that a floating wall?
Today we'll be giving you a taste of the open world via broom flight, a deeper look at combat using the Dark Arts Battle
That
Arena,
was fire!
and a look at your personalizable home within Hogwarts, the
It was
Room
a
of Requirement,
floating
where we
wand on the
may
table.
even see some beasts. And we're starting right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase, just outside Hogwarts, which I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking through everything and then just come out here and take off on your broom out into the open world. And Alan, I know that's something that you particularly like about Hogwarts Legacy too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan
Beautiful.
of just being able to hop on the broom and
Just
go
look at the
anywhere.
lighting
There's something
in
about kind of like
distance.
the
Beautiful.
sensation of everything being open to you, and just I love the proximity that I can get to things. I love flying close to the ground, and I
Good old
I
Nimbus.
kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like, the brooms are fun for me, not just because of all those feelings of exhilaration, but because they're not just, I have a broom and
I
it's
just heard a
done.
little whisper.
I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you see in the lower right, there's a meter there, and occasionally as Andrew's
Imagine
kind
just
of
walking
flying
through
up or
this.
flying down, you might notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced and everything that we know and love. This is an earlier time where they're still trying to figure out, we're not at the 3,000 yet. We're at the we're at the 11.
Oh my goodness, I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world just looks so. By the way, the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom to go faster?
Yeah, so we
course.
have a shop in Hogsmeade, actually a broom shop. And so that sells a variety of different brooms. And it was important to us that the player could customize themselves based on their own aesthetic. So they're purely cosmetic, but if you talk to the shopkeep and help him out, he'll actually sell upgrades.
Yeah, and those upgrades will make it so that where normally the broom you can only fly, you can only go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo
Thinking
meter
about
down there.
Dragon Ball
You can
Super,
only
that's
go
the
at max
Nimbus.
speed without the meter going down, kind of closer to the ground. And as you raise into the air, you'll notice the meter drop. And so those upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the ground. And the broom owner at the sporting goods store in Hogsmeade
The
is trying to perfect the broom and
man,
get better at it and know it better, and you can participate that and
that
get
is
better and
fire.
better brooms through that.
That is fire. That is
And
fire.
I
That's
love
fire.
that that mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B. You're not just flying high over everything, although it is beautiful, something I really love doing, but as well, there's lots to explore on the ground, and so kind of keeping you down at the ground level.
And to me, it
is
feels like
nice.
it's got this kind of surfing vibe over the.
Oh
over
my
the
god, like
thing.
I'm just like I want to snatch the controller from Andrew right now because I want to go to the mountaintop, I'm going to that forest and to that hamlet, or I don't know if that's how it's called.
That's how I
that's what
feel,
it is.
bro.
No,
That's
it's
how I
awesome.
feel.
We're actually gonna land here,
Like
and I feel like that you call it a hamlet
the fact
is
that you
just
can
perfect, just
upgrade
because that's
your
what we refer
broom
to it as.
to make it
And so
more
we all know from lore that
swaggy, to make
Hogsmeade
it
is the
more
only all
yours
wizarding
is
village within
so
Britain. But we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other
intuitive,
characters out here and to kind of populate
more
the landscape, so it's
interactive.
not just
I
kind of
like interactive.
barren as you leave out this
That's
stretch of
what
the
we
mountains.
like, interactive.
And so we just imagine
Be
these different
able
dwellings, these different
to
smaller locations
go
that
into
wizards
the
might live
world
in out in the
and
Scottish
do
Highlands.
things instead
And
of
so
just
it's
look
those, and so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities
like
to learn
that.
those
Putting
wizard
money in the
stories,
coin. That is
how
dope.
those different
That
locations
feels
have kind of like learned to
real.
live, what their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. And so they're both quest opportunities out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you also notice on the mini map like lots of little icons, and each one of those represent gameplay in the hamlets that you can participate in. You know, whether it's a vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different
Let
secrets
me
that
move
exist.
my
Each one of
camera
those
here
icons are
for you
different opportunities for
guys.
gameplay. And you'll notice that same thing as we venture out into the open world as well. So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini map or on your map or off in the distance, those things are opportunities to say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old wizards, you know, that you can solve that actually grant you those. If you see ruins off in the distance and you visit them, you might find opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different
What?
magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing the game.
That
So
is
each one has kind of like a
all
way
right.
to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different
You
opportunities that
can
just kind of
walk up to
reward
things
you
and
for
take a
poking around.
drink.
I mean, I right
How
away want to just
unfun is
cover
that
all
without
those points on the
friends?
map just by going over there.
Well, we've flown on a broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting on our flying mount. We're going to hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god, there he
Did you
just
just
like
pull
pops
that
out
bitch out
of
of
the back. Oh wait, you can use it as a horsey? I mean, a horse. I mean, how does it? A
this,
horse?
Yeah,
this game
as a hippogriff, you
is
can
blowing me
totally
away.
ride it like a ground mount,
I
and you
will be
can lift off into
purchasing
the air. And we tried to make sure that
just because of that.
each of those interactions, so the broom's really
Oh
good at
my
reaching
god.
at top speed, at kind of traveling the world as
Imagine
quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really nice to get on a
having a
hippogriff because of that ground
notification that
speed
comes through
or those transitions.
for like port key
And sometimes it
games,
just feels amazing just
and
to
all you
be
guys
riding
have to
around on a
fly to a
hippogriff.
port key location
Yeah, it
and
really
select
is
the
kind of like
location
I don't know, it's a
for
great
like the
feeling being
Triwizard
on it, and it's a
Cup
great feeling
or
managing those
something.
transitions, kind
That
of going
would be
from
dope.
run to
You
fly
guys
and
all
just being able to go
fly
wherever you
all
want.
on
And we try to make sure
brooms, all on with your
that
friends.
each one of these things that you
Multiplayer in
can
this
interact
game
with
is a
have a
must.
unique identity.
Please
and a
don't
reason
miss
for
out
being
on
there.
this. Please.
And oh my god, like I see like different like areas, like a swampy area.
Imagine,
By the way, can
imagine
you
going through
go
all of that
to like
with your
entire
friends.
map anywhere you go? There are
All of that
regions that
with
are
your
like blocked from
friends.
you,
Yeah,
or,
as soon
like,
as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early on in the game, you can go wherever you want. And so you might find more difficult challenges in different areas, and you'll see different spots as Andrew's moving around, like you mentioned, the swamp. But there, we have got like a coast, and we've got different types of environments out in the world just to kind of pepper your experience, reward you for exploring, keep things fresh. All those things exist as we're moving around.
so cool. And I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it just, it's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm gonna have
Like
Andrew
the
stop here. We're
stop
gonna use a
and
bit
the
of dev
animation
magic
is
to
just
change the seasons.
ridiculous.
Actually, I want
He
you to see what
stops
this
and it
world looks
goes
like,
that. That's
covered
so
in snow.
dope.
Yes, 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 please. I love snow.
You about to cover
Color.
snow?
Wrong wavy.
Dev commands.
Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. Like, it looks so realistic. Oh my god, it changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god. Does it have like actual like gameplay impact? Like impact on the gameplay? Or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we use it. We really use it as a narrative marker through the game.
So they're
as you're
going
progressing through the
to
main
have
storyline, it was important for us to kind of like have those
it's
moments
gonna
that
be
kind of
in
felt like when you're
seasons.
reading the books or
This
watching the
game,
movies, where you'll see kind of like the title card
God,
Winter, and now the landscape has
getting me
changed, and you're
mad.
really
This is
feeling
so
that passage of time while you're a
beautiful,
student,
dude.
going through your year at
Right.
Hogwarts. And I think we wanted to duplicate that. And for me, it's really fun that it's not just on the outside, which I agree. I think it looked really beautiful.
They gotta
But
add
within
the
the school as
animation
well.
of
So there are moments like when it reaches
the
certain holidays
hippogriff
and things like that,
sliding
where Hogsmeade
tokens.
reacts
my
to
God.
holidays, and
If they
the
add
school
that,
reacts
that'll
to
be
holidays,
pretty
and you see
dope
the
too.
decorations around those environments change. That really helped just kind of make me feel like I'm there.
I would create a trend
And
and
it's
call
not
it
just
Toe Slide
it's not
and
just
have
for the seasons,
everyone
those kind of vibe things. Like
like
we have a day-night cycle,
in
and
one
that
picture
day-night
sliding
cycle,
their toe in the
even
water
though
with the
similarly,
hippogriff
like
with
it's
all the
largely
wings
about
out like
vibe, when you
that.
go
That
into
would be so
Hogsmeade in
dope.
the evening, there's less characters there. Around the school, you'll notice it kind of dies down and quiets down. Just when there's
right,
just
yeah.
candlelight and students kind of like as you're walking through the halls. But in that day-night cycle is where we've kind of placed a few items where, whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them, that are a little bit restricted by the day-night cycle.
And I love Andrew's flying up here, really high up on the hippogriff, and we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around in this game, whether it's on a hippogriff or on the broom.
No, I mean, you talk about going anywhere and things that you can see in the distance, and that's one of my. I still can't get over no matter I play this so much, but I still can't get over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's just
Just wait
something
till you
beautiful about knowing
have
that
to go to
all of the
Hogsmeade.
things inside of it, the classrooms, the
This
students, the professors,
they didn't
all the
even
places I
show
can
us
go,
none of
I can
that
just
yet.
fly my hippogriff, land in the courtyard, enter the front doors, and just walk, to the library, to class, or to greenhouse, or to my common room. That it's all
That is pretty
contiguous and just kind of like one space is still exciting to me after all this.
I mean,
time.
I'm just I'm speechless right now. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just, oh my god.
As much as we want to spend a lot more time out here just flying around, experiencing the world, I think this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of an intro to combat. This time we're going to really go a lot more of a deep dive on using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our deluxe edition. All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the Dark Arts Battle Arena is, which is part of the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually
Dark
part of the
art.
world. It's integrated
Just
into the
imagine
world,
if you
so
can
your
choose
experience
to
is more
be
immersive than just
like
choosing an option from the
dark
main
art,
menu of the
and
game or
then
something like that.
just being on the good
Exactly.
side.
Well, there are many reasons to go to the Forbidden Forest, but he's also wearing the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and
Yes,
here
it
he's
looks
pulling out the Thestral,
bad.
which is
Oh my god.
part of that Dark Arts pack from the Deluxe
They're
and
going
Digital
really
Deluxe
hard.
edition. So we're going full
They're
full
going
Dark
really
Arts
hard
here.
in this game.
Um,
You guys can
That's
see it. They're
right.
going
Going
really, really
but I like
hard.
this battle arena. It is a great place to show off really combat in a big way because it unlocks some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play around with combat in a deep way.
Mushrooms are
And is this like
jumping
the
and
only
dancing.
arena like this in the game where you can like
Just-
practice and
Yeah,
do...
so in the base game we have 2 combat
Ambient
arenas
lighting
normally,
when you
and so
approach
everyone has
fires,
access to
it's
those.
just gorgeous.
And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves, in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character and add that to your collection. In the case of that's no different than the Dark Arts Battle Arena. That's also true, the combat arena. But one of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do is you come in preloaded with different abilities. So the unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to their repertoire, and they can also commit to that down with certain talents and things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things as kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with the Dark Arts and decide whether or not that is a path that you kind of want to go down. But yeah, everyone has the same ability to explore the dark arts. This is just kind of like a way of previewing.
And again, a great place for us to show off combat in general. So I think we're gonna jump in here. Andrew's gonna start battling, and we can start talking about everything
I
you're
might
seeing on the
just have
screen.
2 saves so I
Alright.
could be just to see
Oh, they just
the
about the cadavers right
lifestyle
away. Oh my
side
god.
of
We're
being
starting
part
off
of
strong.
Dark
Oh
Art.
my god,
Starting off strong.
was that Kujio? Oh my god. That's so
I
cool.
Yeah, so
definitely
that
want to
you'll notice right away, like when we
use
used Avada Kedavra, that guy's
side
health
of
bar
the
went from
world, dude.
instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations.
Oh, that's dope.
You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to
Yeah, a little
kind of
cooldown.
build up as a way to kind of deal with
Oh.
its extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then there's
Okay.
some ways that we'll probably talk about to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on
Like,
the screen that you just have
as
questions
you're
about.
Well,
fighting,
like I
like,
see
how
like
is it
little
when you're
blue things
fighting
pop up from
more than
the
one person at
enemies.
the same
Also,
time, and they're
before, like
all
that
throwing things.
sign,
Okay.
well, it's like, so in the community we call it
Okay.
the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called
Yeah.
in the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development
Okay.
side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic meter.
Nice marking.
So it is
Okay.
ancient magic.
That is, yeah. So as your abilities in the game keep growing and you become exposed to some of the secrets about your own kind of mystery and your own abilities, you start unlocking new powers. So one of those
Super.
powers, you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game. That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy.
Okay.
But whenever you see the R1
So-
or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head,
Mhm.
that's an ability to cast a very devastating and powerful ancient magic spell
Oh,
to do a
that-
ton of damage against a character.
I see.
And the way that manifests itself depends on the type of enemy that you're fighting. And you'll see a wide variety of enemies in here that are pressuring the player in different ways. You'll notice there's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting that force him to move. And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move around on the battlefield. And that's actually a good link to the ancient magic meter in general. And the reason why I say that is because as you're doing different things in combat, you're Protegoing and you're doing different abilities and you can kind of spec into it with your talents, there are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. But one of the most effective base ways to build up that meter fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to, is to actually perform combos. So you see that combo appearing, and it's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see these blue orbs in the game world, and there's something
Just
that only you can
focusing,
see
guys. I'm
in
trying
the
to
narrative
learn
in the
this
world.
part right
And
now,
it's
actually.
another reason to move around on the battlefield.
So I
If you
can
can
be
go
ready
up and collect
for
those
the
things and
future.
suck them in, they give big jumps to that ancient magic meter as we're playing.
We're talking a lot about
Yeah, I better
spells
take notes.
and magic here, but I think there's another
Mental notes.
huge component of combat, and that is the tools that you can bring to combat as well to kind of change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie knows a lot about what's going on with the plants and potions.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the room of requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in this like rocky material that reduces the incoming damage that you're receiving. So against big enemies, hard-hitting enemies like trolls, that's super helpful.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's just destroying. The troll just collapsed from one of the cadavers.
Obviously, we have the Wiggenweld potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing that you could do is brew a focus potion, and that will increase how quickly your cooldowns regain.
Right.
Hold it.
There's just so much like versatility,
have
like in what
good
the
setup.
character is doing
Good
to the
setup.
troll right now. Like he's just bouncing around the arena. He's like not and the troll makes him move around too. Looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that our
Guys,
plants are
super
violent.
OP.
Yes, and so that's
OP.
like when we were talking about the
Super OP.
almost the setup of the arena. You also have plants that you can fight with, and so we have things like the venomous tentacula that you can put down, and it acts like a turret, and it just kind of shoots
Okay.
enemies around the battlefield.
That is so cool. This is like a truly like Hufflepuffian way to approach the battle. Yes.
No, that was super important to us that there were these like multiple ways, and so you can see there's a ton of different things you can use.
Just,
The
like,
mandrake is
really
one, so you
using
can pull it
that.
out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in
With
my
this.
style, you know? And so this is a way to, if you want to get stuck in your style, go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to have some things over here that may make you use certain plants or certain potions or block more or...
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide challenges in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to be, because there really are so many different ways that you can push talents. When you see the green X's on characters,
That's right.
and that's kind of through your talents, you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage. And so we have things like Avada Kedavra, which is the insta-kill, but if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate Voldemort fantasy. And so,
Oh my god.
there are dark arts
Why?
fantasies. There's fantasies about being more of a defense against the dark arts characters, things like that. That mystic
just
stuff that you
mental
see
note that, real quick.
occasionally being used on the battlefield, and we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's
Wow,
all about which type of player you
I'm,
feel
like,
like you are, and
super
whether or
hyped
not you want to play
on
with
that.
prep, on the fly, or with deliberation,
Daring
and
here.
those are all different options.
I'm loving
That
the
is so cool
gameplay.
because like it's like I see
amazing
so much
so
like
far.
going on the stream, just so much complexity, and I want to just try it myself, like which style works best. I mean, I feel like it's the dark arts is going to be the easiest route, but
You're
that
our
ancient
audience.
magic, to be honest, feels like much more powerful than just the dark arts.
Yeah,
And
this is
speaking
gonna
of
be
plants
good.
and potions, we're going to be putting the dark arts away, put those unforgivable
Aw.
curses away, and heading to the Room of Requirement, which is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space that actually has some utility as well, where you get to brew things and grow things and also care for some beasts. All right, Andrew's got us in the Room of Requirement, wearing, we
Care
kind of
for
went
beasts now?
casual mode on the outfit here, wearing a nice jumper. And I think that's a good jumping off point for the personalization of the space as well. Not just your character and the visuals of your character, but actually this space is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like
This is gonna be
your
cool.
reflection as a wizard. So you can change the
already-
architecture in here.
It's already amazing.
Different themes throughout, starkly different themes, to really just hammer home that this is yours. You
Oh
can
my
change-
god, what? This is
That is
beautiful. We never expected
ridiculous.
that to be. Oh my god.
What?
That's the thing is not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure little objects into this space, as you can see. So there's like statues that you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs, and just a
We're
bunch
about-
of little things that really flesh out the space and bring it to life.
Oh my goodness, because like we had an
Wait till I
idea
play this
that
game
those places where
live,
you brew
guys.
stuff, that's where
Wait.
you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like, there's a furniture store?
Yeah, so we
Get
call
you
them
guys'
conjurations.
ideas on how
And the
to
conjuration
design
recipes
your own
can
wine.
be purchased at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade. But also, as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded with different objects.
That's so cool. And you change color?
You can change the color, you can change the size of it, and you can place it basically anywhere.
Oh my god, it's so tiny. It's like for Baby Niffler.
And I love how the
This is
system
going
too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's
to
immersive.
create
And so
so
you get this
much
magical effect of
room
conjuring it
for,
in, and
like,
you're actually
just
doing this in the world as your character,
what? Did you
but
go down there
the
too?
way you've blended like that gameplay with
Yeah.
the immersive
They're
design
not
of
gonna show us too
personalizing
Oh
much
the
my
here,
space.
god!
but
Like, and I love the
it
animation,
looks
how it like
beautiful.
appears. You know, like it's not just like there. It's like it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing is we wanted that to look really nice because the magic in the wizarding world is everywhere. It's physical, it's kinetic, and it's whimsical. We really wanted to nail that whimsy in this space.
There's
Another
just
thing that I wanted
so
to
much
discuss is
look
that
at,
not only can
so
you
much
like conjure
detail
things
to
and you
pay
can change
attention
their
to.
look, but you can do that with the
It's
utility objects
amazing.
as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the areas where, as we had mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants, you'll be brewing your potions.
Right.
So while you're also doing these like kind of nurturing based activities, this is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified and gear to have like rates put on it, which I believe Alan can talk to.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like my brewing
we keep bringing up
stations and
appearance
stuff.
and how it looks, and on a, like in the game
I'm
you
getting
can look
hyped.
like anything you want
I'm
to
getting
whenever you
hyped.
want to.
I'm getting hyped.
But the player will be finding different types of gear that we call it as you progress through the game, and essentially we just know that clothes and different items in the wizarding world can have different magical properties. And as you explore and as you adventure and as you defeat enemies, you're going to be finding different pieces of gear that have different abilities, and that can help you in your journey and are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard. And so
there's a huge list.
and not all the time. Whenever you get a new piece of gear, you don't necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an identification station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain about and learn what its abilities are.
Right, yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further,
Just
and the space will
imagine
eventually grow its
creating
own
a
rooms,
cloak
and you're going to get new recipes.
and be able to
you know,
walk
like,
around with
like
the cloak
Mackenzie's
just
talking
like
about.
in movies.
All these different things keep expanding, and as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear and take any piece of gear and adjust its properties and to tweak what it does. And I mentioned earlier that,
Hey, lucky
you
I
can
don't
make
have
anything
any
look like anything.
on my
The
old
collection
Hogwarts gear before I moved here. I'd have been fully dressed for this.
appearances, we call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any other look. So if you get a piece of gear, you put it on, you look like that, but you
Straight
can change it
Gryffindor,
to look
straight
like whatever you
Gryffindor
want.
stuff.
That's so cool. And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical advantage or give you really specific abilities that blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy or talents and things like that.
Interesting. I'm just seeing that they're just like pumpkin fur, mooncalf fur. Where does that come from?
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this vivario. Kind of bigger space on the inside idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts out. We have a graphorn and a mooncalf and a niffler and a kneasel as well. So quite a variety.
Oh my god, he's just like a big puppy.
They're so
they're cuddling. Oh my god,
Wait,
that's
most of my time is going to be
that's
spent.
so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is petting them as well, but feeding them too. And so once you do those things, that's when they feel safe enough that they'll give you their magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your gear.
That is like so like intuitive because like you know that makes sense because when you touch the animals you get some fur leftovers. That's so. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So in the overland, you can find these beast dens and rescue these beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well, and to build that relationship with your beasts. in addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And so we have like a lot of little ornaments in this area, and a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really cool. Again, it's the personalization of this space.
Oh my goodness.
You
No, this is
customize
like,
the
I'm gonna spend
tool?
8 hours just designing this whole
Okay,
area.
they got
to
it. They
personalize. This is
got
like
it.
cool. It's like you have this
They won me
little
over.
play
They won me
area, like
over
a
with the
personalized
griffin.
fish tank, so
This,
to say.
just being able to customize
just for the creatures.
this.
I love
Just
it.
imagine
Yeah,
this
no,
sanctuary
totally.
you have
And
for your
there's like a
creatures
decoration aspect,
around that
but
pond.
there's also,
Oh
we
my
were saying
God.
inside as well, is there's a utility aspect to it too. So as you progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which allows for the beasts in the space to automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually. And so you're really building the progression for
Just
yourself.
imagine this
In
multiplayer
addition,
with
there's
your
also
friend,
a toy box
though.
where you,
Oh,
where you
that's
can play with your beasts.
Oh my
You'll see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch of toys in it, and each beast has their own favorite toy. So as you can imagine, the moon calf really likes the moon ball, or the Neasel, as like a little cat, really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're
Oh,
super
wow.
cute.
This
Oh
is
my
beautiful.
God.
Watching
This
them
is
is
beautiful.
so cute.
And the big thing we really wanted to hammer home is that the world is a dangerous place. And so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's
So that means
poachers
we
in the
can
overland,
tame beasts
who
in the
want to-
wild?
who hunt these beasts for their material.
No.
So instead, you're caring
Oh
for them,
my
you're giving
God,
them
this
this
is gonna
home.
be sweet.
Oh my God, this Raphorn is just gigantic. But he looks like my dog. Because my dog's right now for sure.
You could actually name them as well. So like your dog.
So getting back into that personalization, you know, yeah, we didn't want you to just like throw in, oh, here's a Graphorn in here. Like, this can be named whatever Andrew's about to name them.
Okay.
Bruce.
The good name.
All right. We are 30 minutes into this. I must say, this is absolutely gorgeous. Hogwarts Legacy will be a buy on my list. A must buy. One thing it's missing. Only thing. And I hope this, and I'm praying to, to the creators and everybody else with this game. Multiplayer, multiplayer, multiplayer. Online multiplayer is what we need. Hogwarts games, the cups, Quidditch, everything. Being able to sit in the arena with friends and watch games of actual other people that's around the world that's playing it will make this game OP and sell millions. And it's all just fun for us. Just imagine Twitter, Instagram, everything with people around the world just being able to enjoy the culture of Harry Potter. That is the key of what you guys are missing. Not sure if you guys are going to put in there later on, but as of now, as what I see, multiplayer will be the key component after all of this is said and done, which will make or break this game. Let's get back into it.
You know, we've created this really nice space, and you can get additional vivariums, correct? To different kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're keeping
Yeah.
your beasts and caring for them.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the story, you will unlock more vivariums. So as you can see, this one's
even
quite
got
meadow
it to the
themed,
point where you
big, open, bright.
bushes
But there's other ones, say like a swamp that you might encounter. And it's really a visual effect to and more space for.
I just
for your
thought of
beast.
some
Oh, so it's like those.
of my
So when we're
hippogriff.
inside the room we're
Since
climbing,
it's
there's like on the
like
left,
a-
there's that moon
Just
glow from
imagine
one
a
entrance and then
barn
some
flag.
shrubbery going on in the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
Bush.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, tying back to this same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel; it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element. You're not just throwing it on top. There's really this like narrative and integration to
Yeah, everything
everything.
connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to uh, unlock the gameplay here and unlock new conjurations and different things to play around with in the open world. It's in those
Uh,
different
that's
environments, like
going to
the different
be
combat and
in my
conflicts and
entrance
bandit camps and different
to
things like
the
that that exist
Griffin.
in the overland.
When you meet
Those
my
things are
Griffin, I'm
what
gonna have
hold
two of them
recipes that
on a
exist in the
post
loom.
side by side,
So
and you're gonna
all these
see
things
it.
have a way
It's
of
gonna look like a
connecting.
big
Moonstone that you
bird's
find out in the
nest
world is the resource
kind
that
of
we use to
watch.
conjure
Oh my
everything
god!
that's found throughout the world. Forgeables are used for recipes. So really, everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular affinity for beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world that have to do with her and that have
Yeah,
to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters have their own stuff that just kind of make this all just kind of like the beginning, the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're gonna have to end the stream now. What do you think about what you've seen today?
I
wow.
mean, I'm just so blown away by how
Me too.
beautiful it looks.
Me
The
too.
open world
Me
seems
too.
so detailed, and there's so many things to do. And like the combat, we're gonna spend like 2 weeks or more just breaking it down by pieces. There's just so much to this world. Like I'm so happy you guys did this overall gameplay.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've got more for you to discover and find on your own. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Hogwarts Legacy is available for pre-order now. It releases February 10th with 72-hour early access for owners of the Collector's, Deluxe, and Digital Deluxe edition. We're gonna wrap things
Digital
up, but
Deluxe
first
for
we got
me.
a little surprise for you. Bye.
Yeah, a little surprise. Is that a port key to go to the game? What is that? What is that? Let's know. Let's figure this out. I'm sorry. I just got too hyped. We can't figure this out here in this this one here. But I will say, guys, this has been amazing. This has been a wonderful gameplay showcase by Harry Potter and the Hogwarts Legacy team. This has been an amazing video. Um, Yet again, multiplayer is what we need here for this. Uh, this game is very, very promising, very gorgeous looking, and I'm hoping we don't get bored of it, which I know I won't. Just roaming the lands around the castle and the castle itself and seeing what secrets we can find. You've been watching with Big Mom. Wait for another one. I'm coming back at y'all. I want to say thanks you two. You've been great. Love y'all. Have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.